What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the iChopper channel, coming to you with my four favorite prize picks for the wild card weekend. We're done with the regular season here in the NFL. It is time for the playoffs. I'm excited. If you are too, hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. All of that goes a long way. Get some good juju as we head into the NFL playoffs. We were on a crazy streak, 4 straight winning weeks, going 3 for 3. Then ran into a buzzsaw week 18 because Skylar Thompson might just be terrible. Tyreek Hill didn't go over. And then, yeah, it was just sadness. So we're going to write off week 18. We all knew it was going to be brutal. We all knew it was going to be tough. I didn't know it was going to be that tough to figure out and read all the tea leaves. But use promo code Stochastic. That'll guarantee you when you put $100 in, you're going to get $100 to play with from PrizePicks. A pretty great first match deposit bonus that they have going right now. So do that. Just do that. Look at this prop-based site. Amazing things. Ooh, look at that. We have the NFL overlay there. We'll change it to that green little sucker over there. That's great. We're going to keep going. F it. We'll do it live. But I'm going to give you a play from Saturday. I'm going to give you a play from Sunday and a Monday night play. So if everything goes perfectly, we get to play, each day of this. You're going to be tracking. You're going to have a sweat for an entire weekend. And we're going to get it started in the receiving yards category with one Deebo Samuel. I like more than 42.5 receiving yards for Deebo. Week 14, I think everybody who watched that game live thought Deebo was done for the year. Got hurt, got bent over in such a weird way. Ended up coming back here in week 18. Positive reports right after the injury happened. I was excited about that because I think Deebo is one of the most electric, fun players to watch in the entire NFL. And he wears lucky number 19. Love that too. It's my number too. But either way, I love everything about this football player. And I love what we're seeing out of my almost. I feel like as a Minnesota Vikings fan, it's kind of sad because I'm cheering for the San Francisco team in a lot of ways because Brock Purdy, Iowa State, that's my alma mater. Deebo Samuel, probably my favorite player to watch. George Kittle is actually the cousin of a close friend of mine out here in California. So I'm just saying, it's wild how this all comes together for the San Francisco team that I'm actually going to be cheering for them in some capacity here. But this is just a number that's too low for Deebo coming off of a game. And I know he doesn't have the rapport and the snaps with Brock Purdy that George Kittle, I mean, they're just absolute. There's a connection there, no doubt about it. Even Jawan Jennings had started coming alive at times. Brandon Ayuk, everybody has been firing on all cylinders. They're massive favorites here in this offense. But Deebo played 68% of the snaps his first game back. It was a blowout. They ran Arizona completely off the field. I know they wanted to solidify that 2 seed. They played like it. They showed it. But 68% of the snaps for somebody as electric as Deebo, I expect Shanahan, one of the sharper coaches in the NFL, to utilize one of his weapons. They have so many on the San Francisco side of the ball. Christian McCaffrey. I think that's kind of the big difference. We saw last year in the playoffs going into Green Bay, into Lambeau. Deebo had to do a lot of running duty, had to get carries, and I'm sure he'll still be utilized in some type of jet scheme, some types of running plays. But for the most part, he doesn't have to get bell cow kind of carries like we saw in that wild card weekend with Jimmy Garoppolo behind center. They have a very serviceable quarterback. They're going to be playing Seattle at home. Weather looks decent here for Saturday. I think this is a phenomenal way to get your card started. More than 42.5 receiving yards for Deebo Samuel. Now, I said I was going to put 4 together because, again, we're going to do player props. We're going to go for that 10x, baby. We're going to go for that power play 10x. And it's partially because I wanted to recommend 2 plays from my Minnesota Vikings playing each other here. Justin Jefferson, the stud of the Minnesota Vikings right now, is currently listed at 19.5 for a fantasy score. So we're going to add that to the card, but we're also going to add Saquon Barkley fantasy score. Now, one's a running back. One is a wide receiver. Oh, negative correlation, perhaps. No. I look at Justin Jefferson and Saquon Barkley. I thought about putting Saquon Barkley more than 3.5 catches. I might even have some cards where I alternate to that play just because I see Justin Jefferson finding a lot of success here in this spot. I think KJ Osborne has been very, very serviceable. We're looking at the highest total game on the slate in a dome there in Minneapolis, 48.5 total. Everything looks really, really good for them. But KJ Osborne is starting to open up some extra lanes here. A serviceable third wide receiver that just hasn't existed in the Minnesota offense. And obviously, TJ Hawkinson has been awesome at the tight end position. I see Justin Jefferson as being somebody who should be projected in a PPR format around 22. I've got him for 22 over on 22.8 on DK. They have a 100-yard bonus. That's the huge difference between the two. But 19.5 on a PPR side here for Justin Jefferson. He's going to get targeted early and often. We have him projected for more than 10 targets at Stochastic, more than 6 catches at Stochastic, a number of ways to encapsulate a big game. And I think the easiest way to do that is looking at the fantasy score that is just too low. As for Saquon Barkley, this guy is a bell cow. I don't think anybody's going to look at Brightwell or any of these other individuals, Matt Breida, who's been there as well. He's got the backfield. We all know that. He played 91% of the snaps there in week 16. Week 17, they started to tone it down a little bit, played 79% of the snaps. It was a blowout against Indiana. That'll do it. But they did the very super smart thing, rested all of the Giants starters there, going up against the Eagles in a meaningless football game. Hey, Brandon Staley, maybe take some notes. Mike Williams out. That's just absurd. I almost thought about putting Keenan Allen on the card, but I love the correlation that we're getting in this one. Say Deebo Samuel just lays an egg. Go ahead and fire up the 2 of them and start your card this way to a 3 of 3 going into the weekend. Again, when you get $100 of bonus funds over at Stochastic or at PrizePicks using promo code Stochastic, you're going to have the extra funds to be able to put another card together, perhaps. But Justin Jefferson, Saquon Barkley, I see them both finding success. Minnesota, we've seen them offensively just give up points in gobs, and Colts put up 33.5 on them, and I still can't believe we won that football game. But you know what I'm saying. Look at both of these two. I think they both find success in this one. Going to be a shootout, probably one of the more competitive games for a wild card weekend. Justin Jefferson, Saquon Barkley, both smashing. All right, last one on the board, and you want to get exotic. This one's a little bit exotic. We're going to receiving yards, and I find this to be too low. Russell Gage. And you're probably saying, who? Russell Gage? Yeah. If you play fantasy football, I'm pretty sure you know who Russell Gage is, but he's turned into the de facto number 3 wide receiver behind Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. You've also seen no Rob Gronkowski there this season. You're seeing Cade Otton, who's starting to come to fruition a little bit. You've had, Kyle Rudolph be there. He's not really doing anything. Let's be serious. But a lot of ways, Cameron Brate gets back on the field a little bit more here. I'm not necessarily sure about the tight end position, but we have seen Tampa Bay rely heavily on Russell Gage here in the last couple games. I'm going to throw week 18 out the window. He got dinged up a little bit. I'm glad that he was okay and unscathed from it, but had kind of a scary injury on a red zone target. If anybody was watching that game, but 3 catches, 6 targets, 15 yards. Doesn't seem very good, right? Well, he had Tom Brady for 1 quarter. You want to hear what he's done? His last 3 games with Tom Brady playing quarterback for all of them. 3 for 3 for 33 yards against Carolina. 5 catches on 6 targets, 65 yards, week 16. And 8 catches, 12 targets, 59 yards. I'm just telling you, I know Chris Godwin will have the slot. I know Russell Gage is going to be the third option, but 25.5 against a Dallas defense that, obviously you just got to find some kind of path to get it going through the air. And Tom Brady, when you're looking at his passing props right around 270, 275, pretty much everywhere in the industry on PrizePicks, sitting around 272.5. Russell Gage is a nice accompaniment for it. If you get to Monday and you're trying to piece together a nice winning flex play, a nice winning power play over on PrizePicks, I think you could do worse than making Russell Gage another featured piece of it. I have him projected north of 35 yards receiving in this one. Again, we're starting to see a more prominent role for him. There hasn't been somebody else who stepped up. We saw Mike Evans go nuts. We saw Chris Godwin go nuts a couple weeks ago in their last full game, week 17 against Carolina. I think Russell Gage has more than enough opportunity to go around here. 25.5, simply too low of a number. So there you go. My 4 favorite plays, one from each day. I didn't necessarily plan it out that way, but kind of fun. Deebo Samuel, more than 42.5 receiving yards. Justin Jefferson, more than 19.5 fantasy score, paired with Saquon Barkley, more than 17.5 fantasy score. I think they both get in the box too. And Russell Gage, to round it all together, put it in a sweater. Happy together. There we go. Russell Gage, 25.5 receiving yards. More on that. I like to power play mine. Give me the 10x. Put a little coin on that. You're going to get paid $1,000 on 100 there. So, you use that $100 to free use there. 50, 25. Those are your payouts. Just super clean, super efficient, super easy. But let me know in the comment section below what you think of my plays. If there's any plans on wildcard weekend you're interested in, talk me into them. Would love to hear it. But for the most part, use promo code Stochastic. That's the easiest way to guarantee yourself a win. Get that first match deposit bonus up to $100. Put in 20, get 20. Put in 100, get 100. Go put $1 and got a car. 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 Let me know that movie below. All right, y'all. I'll be back next week for the divisional round. That'll be wild. Until then, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the PrizePicks streets. Should be able to talk in the PrizePicks streets this weekend.